Bonjour, you are listening to Qwertycast. We have some cool indie games to talk about today. And with me, I also have Andres.
Oui.
Say hello. Yeah, Cameron.
Oh, Cameron.
And David.
That would be me, yeah.
Oh, God.
Last week.
Oh, Kenny, don't
we-
forget to introduce yourself one more time for the crowd.
What?
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Last week, we announced our winner to our indie game giveaway on Twitter, so congrats again to Maya. And we definitely plan to have more of these giveaways in the future, but you'll find out about them here on our podcast. Today, we'll talk about the game we played from the Indie Game Book Club. We got some indie news, some cam stuff, and a fun little game to top it all off. Are you guys ready to kick it off?
You sounded so offended by this. Okay, yes.
I'm ready.
Sorry, I'll say mystery topic for your stuff. But cam stuff sounded funny. Anyways, if you guys are ready, Dave, why don't you take us away as soon as the music starts?
All right, I'm filling it out. Welcome, everyone, back to the Indie Game Book Club. I wanted to do a quick recap. So we introduced this new segment on the last episode. The Indie Game Book Club is a nice way for our hosts to share some of their interests in indie games. We choose free or cheap games, obviously indie ones. It's in the title.
Obviously.
We announce them. I hate all of you. We announce them when the episode comes out, and give the hosts and obviously our listeners a few weeks to play it. We now officially have a channel inside of our Discord for it, where these rules can also be found. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just a way for us to have a come back in a few weeks and have a nice little roundtable discussion about the game that we all hopefully played.
Except for me this week.
Yeah.
I'm just joining, first time.
Yeah, this is Cam's virgin entry into the Indie Game Book Club. So last episode we had Numina, which to those that don't recall is a kind of pixel art-ish game, because the graphics were very much not like all of those beautiful things that we saw in the game were not very pixel art, but the game itself was turn-based RPG where you break the fourth wall and you interact with the main character to shape the story, supposedly.
Spoiler alert. I'm kidding.
So with that, Kenny, Andres, you both played it. I played it. I think I'm going to share my experience first, which is that I tried very hard to play this game a few different times. I played it, obviously, to test it out beforehand to make sure that it was playable. Apparently, I forgot to save, so I missed skipping the intro when I went back to play it. Then I played the intro, played about 30 minutes of it after the intro, and saved it, walked away from my computer, came back, my computer was off, so something got loose, the power disconnected, went to go play it again, and my save file was corrupted, so I had to restart a third time. And after that time, I tried to save, and it also said that I was not allowed to save, kicked me off. Then the fourth time that I replayed the intro, finally it worked, but I didn't get any farther than I did the first time through, because I was tired of playing the same part over and over.
And that's how they break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Corrupt your save data.
They literally break the player.
Yeah.
So, Andres, would you like to share your experience with the game?
Yeah, so I only had to play once. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm not. I think I told this to you yesterday, but I'm not the kind of person that will actually seek out classic RPGs. And that definitely has that like kind of look to it. The last one I played was like Octopath Traveler, which is really one popular one on the Switch. Um,
Also
but
available on PC now, I believe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, probably. And basically, I liked the introduction of the whole breaking the fourth wall for the story. The fighting mechanics felt pretty like fun and simple. I don't think I've seen a lot of RPGs actually do stuff like that where you have to press the button at a certain time as the circle closes, but that might be a classic fighting technique. Um, One of them had an axe and pulls it back. Like you have to hold the right arrow, and that kind of reminded me of Paper Mario because some characters when they use hammers, you like feel that the hammer is like being pulled back and then it's gonna slam down. So there was some I think I liked the gameplay of it, and it was beautiful. Like it was a gorgeous game. I really liked all the pixel like the particle effects that they did.
All those pixels sure were great.
So
Good
many
pixels in
beautiful
this game.
pixels.
There were. My favorite was the explosion. It was my favorite because it was probably the only effect that I got to see
Oh,
4 times.
Oh, Kenny's
Um,
game was blowing up earlier.
Oh, shit was going down in my game.
Yeah, I wanna know more about your experience, Kenny. Then we can all kind of talk about the choice system, maybe.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I forgot.
So I've kind of listed mine down into some pros and cons that I've experienced while playing this game. Obviously, we've all talked about the gorgeous pixel art. It seems to have a really in-depth story, which is great for anyone who's a fan of RPGs, obviously. Like Andrea said, interesting battle mechanics. I've been really enjoying the music in this game. I feel like it's always really fit the mood or the setting.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Which sometimes just games don't have good music, but this one, especially for an indie developed game, great music.
Yeah.
The puzzles have been pretty cool. They've been not hand-holdy at all, too, which I personally like. But you know, for a more inexperienced person, it'll make this game a little bit harder if you're not used to like some video game tropes or like clues that they use that at me as a gamer. I'm like, oh, I get what they're trying to do here because I've seen this in another game or whatever. I really like that your party walks alongside you. Actually, the biggest thing that I noticed about this game is that it reminded me of Golden Sun, which is very, very similar pixel RPG that I played back in the early 2000s, probably on my Game Boy Advance, I think.
Yeah, but, that might have been on the Advance, the first one.
Yeah. But in that game, your party doesn't walk alongside you. You kind of like morph into the same person. And I see why they do that now because like in this game, the party can get stuck in places. Not that it affects the game at all, but like graphically, you'll walk around a log or something and they'll get stuck behind it.
Personally, I don't know why every game doesn't do that. I found it hilarious.
I think it's pretty funny. But
of the
as
characters
far as
getting stuck behind rocks.
yeah, exactly. But as far as like a professional, like from a professional, like a clean looking standpoint, like a clean game, I see why you wouldn't want to do it.
Do you guys remember when I was playing it? And I don't know if you both were there, but I lost a character and then I wasn't paying attention and she literally came charging at me to trying to catch up. And I started yelling, oh my God, because I thought I had like activated a story point and an enemy was just coming at me.
No, that's amazing.
It scared the hell out of me.
So yeah, this game hit a lot of nostalgia points for me as far as just it looking like Golden Sun. It made me want to continue playing to kind of see where it goes because of the story. And like you guys have said, the main character interacting with the player, you, has been a pretty interesting mechanic as well.
Yeah.
As for cons, I think this game could use a bit more sound design. For example, I heard no footsteps. There's no dialogue sounds, like no like fake speech sounds, like
No, like Animal Crossing.
yeah, no like yeah, yeah, none of that. And I also noticed there's like no entering or exit sounds, like if you enter a place. Like some places will even have just like the chuk chuk or whatever, like
Yeah,
you're in a new screen or. But I noticed that wasn't in there, and I was like, oh, I feel like it. I get why that has always been in a game now. It feels empty without it.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
The beginning of the game is very dialogue heavy, but that can be pretty standard in RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that reminded me of like kind of Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, all those kind of games where you're sitting there for, 20 minutes watching cutscenes and you're just like,
Yeah.
okay, now I get it. Like, but can I play now? Do you allow play in this game?
Yeah.
They're like, we understand we're limited in graphics, but here we're going to give you a really long story.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not like that much of a deal, but the fact that this game has been localized from German to English, there are some times where that becomes a lost in translation kind of issue where you're like, wait, what?
My favorite is your experience when you were leaving the town too early.
Yeah, and then it yelled at me in German, and I was very confused. Yeah, I was trying to leave a town, and it was like "Ich bin heißt something something," and I was like, did I break it, or is there a German character in this game now? What's happening? But what else? I had they have a grapple mechanic in this game where you can grapple up to a cliff above you, and I think that's pretty cool. But it's hard to tell when to use the grapple. Although it doesn't seem like that's super game breaking, as I see the grapple as mostly a like get items and secrets kind of device.
Yeah, for sure. It would be nice to have a bit more of an indication, though. You're absolutely right. I know your largest con you didn't get to yet, which is the protagonist's name.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hold on, I got a couple more, and then I'll get to that.
Yeah.
With going back to how the party is all traveling with you, like not in one unit. That's cool, but it's hard to tell which person you are sometimes. And I've run into battles, one after the other by accident because I didn't know who I was, and a monster attacked me.
Really?
Because because like I would be in one place and then I would move forward thinking I was a different character, and there was no monster there, but there was a monster next to my character. So when I moved forward, I just ran into that monster.
I had the same thing happen right near the beginning with the like spirits or whatever, the little floaty orbs, and I like exited out, and as soon as I exited out, the other one flew into me, and then I entered into another quote random encounter immediately.
Right.
Interesting.
But
that was only one time that happened to me.
Yeah. And then my last real thing is I wish. Not really a con, but I wish this game were handheld. It's built perfectly to be a handheld game. But maybe that's something they have planned for down the line, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then our biggest complaint, or at least my biggest complaint, is the main character's name being Sean, and not S-E-A-N. It's S-H-A-W-N. Sean.
Yeah, Sean, which is mostly funny because like your best friend, I guess, his name is Raphael. Your sister's name is Aura.
Yeah. Your dad's name is like Azrael or something.
I hope we get put in our place and Sean spelled like that is actually like an old style name that was very popular.
Yeah, but like I none of the other, like, I guess Raphael would be an older style name that was popular, but like Aura,
Yeah.
I don't
Or like Azrael. There's like so many different.
Azrael, yeah, that was the other one.
That sounds like an angel's name or something, but like from Diablo.
Yeah, I mean it is. I'm pretty sure, but there are a lot of characters that have very like cryptic and old like style RPG names like that, and then Sean.
Like in Golden Sun, the main character's name was Isaac, which is a great hero name, I think.
Yeah, that is.
And then there was like an anti-hero in that game that later becomes the protagonist in Golden Sun 2, whose name is Felix.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Golden Sun 1 and 2. I can go way into that, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
True.
So let's talk about the choice system, or the dialogue system, I guess. So when you're talking about, or when you're talking to Sean, you get the choice to like say different things to him. Some of them
name
are
yourself.
You get to name yourself. My first time that I was able to name myself, I named myself Dave after myself. But the second time I named myself Bofa, and that paid off real well. Because when Sarah asks, or when I say, "Oh, tell her hi from me," and Sean says, "Oh, Bofa says hi," and Sarah says, "Bofa," perfect timing.
Bofa. I actually went with, and this is also what influenced the way I acted as a character, but I named my god character Mushu.
Oh, that's funny.
And then so I was like chaotic good. And it was kind of fun.
So, Kenny, what did you name your omnipresent being?
I followed in your steps the first time and did Kenny as my omnipresent.
Gotcha.
I was aiming to be really immersed by him constantly calling out to me and then looking at like through the screen.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what I was thinking the first time. But then again, out of my frustrations, I needed to change it up a bit.
Right.
So the choices though were really they threw me off a bit because it seemed like some of the responses were catered for a specific dialogue choice, and I didn't love that. I loved that a lot of the responses had their own choice, but they also you pointed this out, Kenny. They didn't really affect the story to any noticeable degree.
Right.
I
think it might have just been because we're very early game, but I've had one choice that I've made that I think has affected the story so far. But it was hard to tell because it kind of didn't do anything. It just changed like a character's dialogue later. There's an instance early on in the game where you fight a group of bandits because they took your friend. And then one of the bandits has a wife and kid, and they come up like kind of mid-fight, and you have the choice to either kill that bandit while the kid is watching or let him go with his family. Andres decided to let him go, and just to see the other side of that, I killed him. And this game doesn't spare any blood, so that was kind of cool to see as far as gore goes. But later on, I came to this inn, and that woman and the child is there, and that woman is just pissed at me. She's like, "Oh, don't let him in. He's a murderer. He'll murder you too." But the guard's like, "Well, you guys are bandits, and I can't trust you, so bye." So we got let in anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm not sure.
Choice.
What's that?
It's like a perceived choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Well,
it seemed
so
like. It was just like-
I'll even kind of add to that. I think I misspoke before because he doesn't. My choice didn't let him leave with his family. My choice let the family leave, and then he died anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, he dies anyway. But
So
it's
Kenny,
either
you're just
the
an
family
asshole.
sees you or they don't.
Huh.
Yeah, so even more of kind of like not that much choice.
or
You
very
literally
early in
just
the
killed him in front
beginning.
of his kid. That's all you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
an monster.
you've just like scarred that kid for life. Maybe
Yeah.
he grows up, and maybe this is a really long game. The kid grows up and he goes and tries to kill you.
I'd
You
be
don't
down
know.
for that.
Yeah, me
I would
too.
be down for that too. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But like super early game, there was Sarah who you find, and you're like, don't help her. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to your town anyway. And then you, Andres, you told me this, I believe. You were like,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't help her. And then she was at the town, and then she stayed over, and everything was normal anyway. Like everything picked back up to exactly where it was before. Maybe later on it like forges a relationship that you can't really see, but
Mm.
but I don't know. Like
I
maybe
doubt
there's
it. Like she's already in my group. She
Yeah,
doesn't.
but
she,
maybe-
like, yeah.
maybe at some point in time when she gets to wherever her mission is, she's like, hey, you guys didn't even want me around anyway, so I'm leaving. But you don't know. I don't know. I didn't play far enough. You didn't. Obviously, you didn't play far enough to get to anything where that might have been the case.
Yeah, I think like
So-
as like an early game as like it is. I think right. It's still in development.
Yeah, that was a demo that we played.
Yeah. So I can see the idea of the dialogue being just kind of like this is what I can do, and there is some show of like choice, but yeah, it's not drastic enough.
Yeah, or you could choose to tell Raphael or not tell Raphael that you're hearing voices,
Hmm.
and no matter what, that's it. Like you tell him no matter what.
Yeah.
But all right, it seems like we're running short on time here for this one, so I'm gonna now let Andres
Hey.
introduce his game because he has chosen one for our next few weeks of play.
Yes. So
Although I will say there's a lot more that I would love to say about this game, and I'm gonna continue to play it, and I will make sure to keep both our Discord and Twitter updated.
if you want to
Yeah,
continue to talk to us about this game, yeah, check out our Discord and check out our channel specifically for the Indie Game Book Club.
But before we move on officially, can we give like an overall like how you enjoyed this game? Maybe
Oh,
a
yeah.
rating?
Absolutely. I would give it a solid B. It would have probably gotten an A if it didn't break on me 3 times.
I give it
Fair.
a 5 out of. I give it a 5 out of 7.
Thanks, Cam. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, I totally, yeah, right. I give it 3 to 3.5 out of 5 Newmans.
Oh, I would give it a 4 out of 5 Newmans.
Nice.
Use
Yeah.
your own scale. Be original. I gave it a B. Cam obviously went out of 7.
I will fine. I'll give it 80 out of 100 Dave hairs.
Dave,
Oh,
Dave
okay.
Hairs? Okay.
hot commodity right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so for the Indie Book Club,
Oh,
yeah, this is still for the Indie Book Club.
gotcha.
We just gotta introduce this game, and
Exactly. This is going to be the next game that everyone
Oh, right,
plays,
right,
and
right,
then we
right,
will
right,
talk
right,
about
right,
in
right,
length.
right. I don't mean to rush you.
Akura. I hope that's how you pronounce it. It's Akurra. I found it on Alpha Beta Gamer. Akura is a very cleverly crafted puzzle adventure that plays like if Zelda was a block-pushing puzzle game as you explore a mysterious archipelago. Oh, fuck, how do you pronounce this? Archipelago of islands that are jam-packed full of secrets.
Arpeggio.
Yeah, no.
Don't know. Listen to him.
I don't know it. I believe when I was reading that description to you, Andres, I skipped over that word and I just moved
Archangel.
on.
Archangel.
Okay.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. And so the developer is Jason. Okay, thanks.
Jason, okay, thanks. That's an awesome name.
Jason,
honestly.
okay, thanks.
If that was their name, that'd be so good.
It's so indie.
So
Wow.
indie. Developer, publisher Jason Newman, and co-developer Craig
Jason Newman?
Culver. Yeah, the Jason Newman.
Newman.
And it's available now on Steam
Jason?
as a
Shut up,
free Jason Newman demo.
Wow.
I didn't even get through all of it myself, but I'm actually really excited to jump back in.
Sweet.
Akira.
Akura,
Not Akira.
yeah.
Recommend the movie. It's a
Akira.
great movie.
Akurra.
Are you sure it's not Akura?
I mean, you
Akura.
Yeah,
You didn't know how
Qwerty.
to say
Akura.
archipelago.
It has like a, well, I don't know. Like, check it out. It's very cryptic. It's really fun. It's really like punchy and beautiful, and I can't wait to continue playing it, honestly.
It's got a neat looking art style.
It does,
I looked it up beforehand. But
obviously.
anyway, we should move on. Thank you so much, Andres, for
Yeah.
introducing it. Thank you so much, Kenny, for trying to cut him off 12 times. That brings
it
us
was like
to the
twice, maybe.
What, maybe?
that brings us to the end of the Indie Game Book Club segment.
And that brings us into our indie news segment. I'm just gonna ride it
love
out
the
though
news.
a little because I love the music. I wonder if Gary actually played this piano or if he just found it.
You don't think Gary can play this?
I think he
Wow.
can.
Why would you even question it?
That's true. I hope he just like has one of those one-man band outfits.
He can destroy us.
Yeah, Gary, add in your little diddly of piano at the end of that, just to prove Andres wrong.
Little diddly.
It's MIDI.
A little diddly.
Little dilly. Okay, so for indie news, I have a couple things to talk about, and by a couple I mean a few. Quarantine.
Wow.
Gary will be coming for you. You better run for goodness sake. Go. Okay, what's the news?
Quarantine game jams. I was actually, as I was looking for a game for the Indie Game Book Club, I came across a lot of different game jams that are going on simultaneously right now. I'm pretty sure Steven has talked about game jams before as well, like the kinds that are going on now. But if you need a resource to look into any, itch.io, as we've spoken about before, have so many game jams going. Like they have a whole section on their website specifically for past, present, and future jams. They even have a section where you can sign up to create and run your own game jam. The rules and the information on it is pretty dense, but it's a really long document on every single different type of game jam, how to run it through their site. And I'm actually a little interested in reading that whole document just to see what goes into the whole process of it all.
Just a
And
little
once-
interested though.
Once Andres finishes reading it, Qwerty Game Jam coming 2020.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, sure. QWERTY Game Jam. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not something that's not possible. But there are a lot of quarantine game jams as well. I found a list of quarantine game jams that was written on, I think it was Alpha Beta Gamer. I had it written here. I don't know why I deleted it. But basically there were some like one called Quarantine Cooking, where you basically have to walk around your house and apartment and pick up a bunch of ingredients in order to make a recipe. And they even list the recipe. Really low poly type of game, but it was really fun to play through. And a lot of the games that I was demoing had like already really good music, or like I could kind of tell some of the inspiration that they were getting from like stuff like Undertale and other really popular games that have come out in the last couple of years. What was another one that I played? Oh, there was a lo-fi Saturday chill vibes simulator where you basically just sit in front of a window and listen to good lo-fi beats.
And that's the game?
Yeah, that was the game. You could just download it or play it on the web. A lot of the games you can actually play through the web. You don't have to download. And of course, most of them ask you to donate, but it's optional. But, you know, I actually did donate a couple dollars to the ones I really enjoyed.
Nice.
Let's
Nice.
see. Dun. Okay. Some other stuff I was looking at was, as I was looking into more indie games and news about games, I was thinking about how everyone should, search different types of Twitter hashtags in order to follow devs and follow what's going on with the indie game community. Since everyone's stuck inside, they're definitely working on their own stuff, probably a lot more than usual. Some hashtags you can look out for is actually Screenshot Saturday or Screenshot Sunday. Those seem to be pretty focused on game development, actually. And they, it sounds like what it is. It's basically people and devs sharing screenshots of their progress of their games. Sometimes it's
I'll have
maybe
to
a
check
little
that
more.
out too.
Yeah, no, I actually found a lot of stuff happening through that hashtag. And let's see.
Indie Dev's about to get a lot more communications from QWERTYcast Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
The fools.
The fool. How dare you publicize yourselves? IndieGameDev, obviously, sounds like one that you might want to check out. There's a lot of people posting under that hashtag, IndieGameDev. I also looked at the hashtag MadeWithUnity, and it seems that a lot of people post stuff like effects and in-depth discussions of like the software, but also highlighting behind the scenes of how the game is made. And one other one was MadeWithBlender, which I had never actually heard of before. Blender is another software that
You've never
like
heard of
for
Blender?
lighting effects, I think.
No, dude, Blender, it's open source. You can make pretty much everything in it. You can do
Nice.
textures, 3D modeling. I used to use it all the time. I use it for, you can also make like images. It's good for pixels, rosters, vectors. It's its own open source software. I recommend it, like, completely.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because when I looked under that, it wasn't game specific. It looked like a lot of people are using it for animation, for like a lot of
Yep.
different projects.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was using it
it's-
for originally.
It
what?
sounds like a failed dating app.
Blender.
Blender.
Yeah.
I was just put everything together and blend it together and see if you guys get it.
Humans blended together. We
Blended
got it.
together. Oh my god.
That probably sounds really strange out of context as my roommate walks past me.
Human, blend them together. Oh my god. Yeah, the makers of that actually ended up buying OkCupid. Okay.
Really?
No. What?
Cam, keep up. This was
Whoosh.
your joke.
No, it's my joke.
Oh, Dave.
Kenny,
Thunder
keep
Kenny.
up. This is Dave's joke. All right, last thing I'll say about that little bit is that IndieGameJams.com has a huge repository of game jams on a calendar. It seems to be run by a handful of people who are also in the multimedia atmosphere, including game development. I don't think that they have a lot of current and up-to-date stuff going on with like their forums, but the calendar seems to be up to date, and it doesn't only link to like itch.io, but that's where most of the links go to. And then the last thing I was going to talk about was that there was a huge controversy happening with Valorant and getting Valorant keys for your Riot account online on Twitch. Apparently, you just had to watch streams for like at least 2 hours in order to get a key, and a lot of top streamers would play their stream for just 24/7, and it would just be them replaying. And I think there was even like a whole section of reruns on Twitch where you could just go find Valorant streams and then just leave your computer going and watching them. I think in the beginning only a few people could do it, but
Yeah, I heard
they what?
I heard there's a lot of issues trying to get keys actually.
You heard
You
of
know
what?
anything about that? I heard there's like issues of people trying to get keys,
Recently or
Numbers.
in the beginning?
like recently.
Oh, okay.
And how like and because of this like 24/7 Twitch streaming thing,
Mm-hmm.
people are just like leaving it on, and they're like, it's kind of ruining the live what's the word?
Live streaming.
Streaming. Thank you. The live streaming culture of it, where you just leave it on for 24/7. I mean, I also abused that because I finally got a key for Valorant
Right.
by just keeping one of those 24/7 streams on when I went to sleep, and I woke up the next day and I had it. So
Kind of from what I've heard, it seems like, at least in the beginning, it was something that actually helped the community get keys. Like only a few people could do it. I'm not totally clear on what opened it up to anyone, but a lot of huge streamers are doing it now, and they're even playing ads during their streams. So they're getting ad revenue for leaving their streams open 24/7 because they know people are going to jump in.
They're gonna
Um,
break the system and they're gonna ruin it for everyone.
I mean, I think
It
they
sounded like
kind
a
of
really
already
nice
have.
idea. Yeah, it sounded like a really nice idea at first. I know other companies have done this before, where it's like, oh, watch this stream and you might get a key, or like
Hmm.
Overwatch League is like, watch this stream and you might get random fake points to spend on an outfit in Overwatch. But like at the end of the day, yeah, if you open it up to too many people, then it's gonna get abused like that. And I don't know, it seemed like a way to engage the community, and then it seemed more like an inconvenience as they wanted to open it up to more people. At that point in time, they should have just switched away and been like, check out these highlighted streams, but also like go here to request a key.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I
That's all.
totally agree. Like a little more structure in that end. So it's so like it is still encouraging people to make stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's kind of sad that it is, as Cam said, kind of like ruining that culture. But you know, people are always going to find a way to abuse stuff like that.
Womp.
Wah. Cam, did you have any other thoughts on that?
uh, I mean, I kind of like the game.
Oh, Valorant? Yeah, I mean, from Joe's last couple rants, it sounds like Valorant is literally the going to be the biggest FPS for a while.
I don't know. I think it's good. It has some issues with peeker's advantage, I think is what they call it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But it's definitely like Counter-Strike, where Overwatch was like Team Fortress, that kind of style.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone has headshots. I don't like you have to stop moving completely to actually aim anything.
Hmm.
I don't
Oh,
remember that
Resident
in
Evil style?
It's like no. So to aim accurately, you should stop moving.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's
like
like a
you can aim, but it's got so much spread if you're moving, kind of thing.
yeah, like the equivalent of the op or AWP, whatever it's called. I think it's called the operator or something in Valorant. It's like the one shot kill anywhere.
Hmm.
If you move at all while trying to aim, like your actual body, you will just completely miss. Um, and I know it used to be like it was still like that in Source and in Counter Strike Go,
Hmm.
but I totally took advantage of it because you play Overwatch, you're like running all the time and aiming, shooting.
Mhm.
Rainbow Six Siege is like, you know, everyone's like one bullet and you're dead, and you just spray and pray and you'll hit them.
Hmm.
So I'm not used to that, just like standing still or having to stop and actually take a shot.
Right.
So I'm really bad.
Yeah.
Basically, is what I'm trying to hint at.
Well, at least it
Uh,
sounds like a like kind of a curveball at the game for the game
well, I felt
players.
bad because I like it puts you into like a game, like some games. If you start off just like unrated, I guess,
Hmm.
and you're like it's trying to find where you are in terms of skill level. Like my first game, I was like with people pretty much around my skill level. We won. It was a close game. The second game, they like it shot me up there, where people are like doing call outs on specific locations, and they're like, "What are you doing, dude? You're like 1 in 19 right now." And I'm like, "Sorry guys, it's my second time." And then it like dropped me well below where I probably was, where like these guys like they just stood there and missed every shot, and I literally walked up and knifed one of them.
Oh man.
So I think it's like trying to find where I was.
Yeah.
I should just keep playing it really, but like I thought it was funny. It's definitely new.
Right.
It's interesting. It's like Counter-Strike with a little bit of flair.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it.
Nice. Well, thank you for your extra thoughts on Valorant. We will probably continue to update the viewers or listeners on that game. Um, Last thing, basically, right now, it's so important to support people while they're working from home. please visit Game Jam submissions, give feedback to people, visit those hashtags I was talking about to see what people are up to. And if you're making a game yourself, submit those hashtags online. Let us know if you're listening.
Yeah.
Talk
Add
to
us.
Add us. We have played now an early access game that somebody was advertising on Twitter, and we posted that to Twitch. So, there's a lot of really cool stuff
And
happening
that game was
right now.
fun as hell.
And
Yeah.
we're at Qwerty_cast.
Exactly. At Qwertycast_podcast on Twitch. And yeah, we're going to keep putting content there and just support people making games. And that is the indie news.
Yay.
Is this my time?
Yeah, this is you.
Line.
It's my time.
All
I'll
right.
spend it how I want.
Sorry, those claps. There's a bug in here. I was trying to kill it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was gonna actually talk about Valorant for a little bit, so I'm glad we already got that out of the way. But
Segue.
the other thing I wanted to talk about actually was how, as everyone knows, we're in a pandemic, global.
What?
Foolish.
Foolish. But because of that, people have been home way more, as they should, practicing social distancing. And along with all that, I think I saw a meme a couple weeks ago. It was like 2019 esports isn't a real sport, right? But 2020 esports is the only sport.
Too
And that
true.
seems to be true. It seems to be true. So, like, obviously there's an NFL draft that just happened last week, but in terms of esports, viewership has gone up tremendously. Like, League of Legends broke their viewer record with G2 versus Fnatic. It was just a regular season game. It wasn't even like a finals. It was like, I think I have the numbers here. Over 500,000 people tuned in to watch it.
Wow.
CSGO broke their record in their like pro league match just like this April. They had over 490,000 viewers on all platforms watching it. This is like, I think the jump, like comparatively, they said like this time last year was up by 200%.
Wow.
Yeah, just the amount of people. League of Legends Championship between SKT1 and Gen G, it was over 1 million people. It's just like it's the most viewership they've ever had this past month alone.
And these are just random like games. They're not huge league games.
The SKT1 was, but yeah, the other ones are just normal season games.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember I talked about the Xbox Game Pass. That is up. Like, just people using it is up by over 130%.
It's a
Just this
good
month
service.
It is $5 a month, but like it's up 130% just between the last month alone.
I wonder if Humble's thing has seen an uptick as well. That because like the Game Pass is different, right? Like, I mean, they introduce new games, they take new games off, but there's a running catalog essentially. Whereas like the Humble one, each month they introduce like a new set of games, and it's kind of like play these games or don't play them. And I wonder if the Xbox one is a little bit more compelling because there's certain games that are just on there forever. Like, I'll admit that I have the Xbox Game Pass exclusively to play Halo.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you also get it on PC, so.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
other
that's
thing.
what I have. I got the Game Pass Ultimate.
The Ultimate Edition. Just like, if you ever actually watched it, I thought it was really cool how all these like big, I guess, corporations, that's what Riot is, to be honest, have adapted to all this. You have like the Overwatch League, they have their own remote production. It's like studio basically for all this. If you watch a LCS game, you'll see pro leaguers like just with webcams and their faces, and like they're in their house just playing these games.
Right. They were like already ready.
Yeah, like they like set all this up.
Already ready.
Yeah.
Overwatch League, I feel like they kind of got hit by this though in a different way, because they want so badly for it to be an esport where people actually attend an audience, like a live audience.
Yeah.
I went there. It was not that impressive. Like the stage, the production was beautiful, but the audience experience wasn't that impressive.
Do you get to drink at them events?
That one did not have any alcohol allowed. I think that might have been something to do with the space, but I really don't know. I know that now they're looking into more like just renting out traditional venues, because it was expensive as hell for them to get the one that they built in Burbank Studio. But so I think at those ones probably, but like their original site, oh god, it was the worst. I mean, you could get like a ham and cheese sandwich, a PB&J, like a bag of chips, bottle of water, or like a bottle of soda, and then some candy, and those were your concessions. There's one line for it.
I always thought they were like struggling to get into the pro scene.
Yeah,
because they were like directly competing with Counter-Strike for the longest time, and it was just, I mean, they're so much better set up from just years of being in the competition, you know.
They just had a really interesting approach to it. I'll never get tired of talking about their approach to it. Like they really wanted to set it up like a worldwide, same way that football is with teams. And like when you bring in that many people, you're going to have skill gaps, and it's actually going to, you know, cause like an inflation of, well, we want this player, so we're going to offer him 80,000, or we want this player, so we're going to offer her 90,000, you know, like, and that's like a really cool dynamic to it, because you don't have to be the best of the best, I guess, to play at that point in time, because there's so many teams, but you still have to be good. You have to be skilled.
I know there aren't a lot of women in the esports like genre. There probably are a bunch, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that it doesn't have the same gender wage discrimination issues that like in-person sports have.
Counter-Strike does.
I think that Overwatch had to have a minimum, but like the original contracts that they had were nuts, like insane. Like, we own you as a human now, kind of insane. Like they had exclusive rights to basically broadcast your entire life.
Oh no.
Oof.
I mean, it probably wasn't that extreme, but it really seemed like that from the way that the contracts read.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to digress.
No, I mean, I asked.
That's all I actually had, thanks to Andres, you know,
our
double teaming Valorant there for a second.
Valorant.
Oh.
Woof.
Woof.
Like, I'd also like to mention, a lot of people are doing streams online. Tons of content are coming out into a digital world. They just had a Diplo concert.
Oh yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah, through Fortnite.
The Travis Scott concert. Oh my god, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Have they been good? Because this is something that I talk about with coworkers a lot, and like we've noticed that there's like a lot of comedians doing like online things, and those ones never tend to like they seem to have more issues with video or audio quality, stuttering, or just things cutting out, not going quite right. Have the music ones been good?
The Travis Scott thing, I've only seen videos online, but it looked fucking dope.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Nice.
Like really high quality.
I want to check one out, but I don't think that it could ever compete with the experience of getting to see it in person.
I agree.
Fortunate enough to see some high quality productions.
It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, apples and oranges for sure.
Yeah.
So we get full VR haptic suits.
Right? So it's full VR haptic suits in order to stand in a concert venue.
And feel like you're getting pushed around by other people. Yeah.
There's actually interesting stuff going on that I don't want to get too off topic of games, but like the next thing that they're trying, I think they've tried it out in a couple countries now, is drive-throughs or drive-ins rather, and like everybody just stays in their car and watches the concert that way.
I would do that.
Yeah,
if I had a car. Nice.
I don't know that I would.
Well, that's all I got. I think our next thing is going to be our game.
I like games.
All right. So we've come to that part of the podcast where we sit down with each other and play games. So everyone, I know you're all standing before, so please sit so we can play this game. We are going to be playing the game Whose Game Is It Anyway, which is a game that we played on one of our old episodes. Basically, this game is we each are gonna come up with a description of a game, and the other players have to guess what that game is from a selection that we provide them. Does that make sense to everyone?
It made sense to me.
Props in Whose Line Is It?
What?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, I like props in Whose Line as well. That's a good one. I just put it together. Anyways, so without further ado, shall we go ahead and start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you like to do the first one, Kenny?
Yeah, I'll go for the first one. So, my first game, here's the description.
Minecraft.
A ruthless bird versus bird action. Wild animals and the artifacts of a mysterious ancient culture. A game full of challenge and discovery, unlike anything you've played before. Is it A, before I give these answers, message them to me privately first, and then I'll read them out. I'll ask you to say them on the podcast. Okay.
Okay, so I have to PM you what I think the answer is.
Yep.
Yes.
Slide right into his DMs.
Yes. All right. So the first game choice is A, Trials of the Peacock. B, Secrets of Qwertycon. Or C, Beneath the Sky.
Oh.
I don't even remember the description of the game anymore.
A ruthless bird versus
action.
bird action, wild animals, and the artifacts of a mysterious ancient culture game full of challenge and discovery, unlike anything you've played before.
Great.
All right. Everyone, send me your guess. Cam sent me
Say the
his
names
already.
of the games again.
We have... Oh, God, I gotta pull it up again. Jesus. Trials of the Peacock. Secrets of Qwertycon. Beneath the Sky. And I'm saying the sky, not this sky.
This guy.
Yeah, not this guy. All right. There's my guess for you.
Now I want to change my answer after.
Okay, me too.
All right, let's go. I'm sticking to it.
Wait, hold on. Dave, you said number 1, C.
Yeah, number 1, like that, because that's your first game.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
Okay,
So
I
that's
understand.
the first, because you've got 3 games for you.
Okay. We'll start with Cam. Cam, what did you guess?
Beneath This Sky, which now I don't think is right.
That is incorrect.
That's also the one I guessed. So.
Yes. And Andres, do you want to go ahead and tell us what the right answer is?
Secrets of the other thing you said.
Yeah, Secrets of Qwertycon, which is a beautiful little game developed by Broken Rules, developed and published by Broken Rules, and it's a low poly, like kind of dungeon exploration game where you play as like a bird and fly around and do puzzles, and it's a lot of fun. I actually played it like way back in the day, but it was still kind of early access, so I might have to dive back into it again. And that's
Dive back in. Nice.
Qwertycon is for everyone. It's like RAETIKON, but like the AE is combined. Whatever.
Oh, okay. I love those. I
Yeah.
did that for my island in Animal Crossing.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what the symbol is because I'm uneducated. But who wants to go next?
All right, I will go next because I think I won that one, right?
That's good. Good idea.
Nice. All right, so my first one is a tactical combat game with unique time manipulation mechanics. Never before seen combination that blends turn-based strategy and real-time strategy gaming.
My friend Pedro. Just kidding.
Is it? And I'll say it one more time. A tactical combat game with unique time manipulation mechanics. A combination, a blend of turn-based and real-time strategy. Is it Iron Danger, Crypto Fall, or Sworn Approach?
All right. I'm in.
And now we're messaging Andres, I'm assuming?
Yes. Can you read the the description one more time?
A tactical combat game with unique time manipulation mechanics. Never before seen combination that blends turn-based and real-time strategy gaming. Is it Iron Danger, Crypto Fall, or Sworn Approach?
Easy.
All right.
Okay, cool. I got Cam's, I got Kenny's, and I got Dave's. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
I said
wait,
that.
did you okay. Everyone say their answer on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Crypto Fall.
You're all wrong. I actually made Crypto Fall up.
I have tricked all of
Nice.
you.
It was Iron Danger.
That
So
one sounded the
big.
least believable to me.
I know. We should have
Especially when
gone
you
for
said
it
it.
though.
Right. It's by Action Squad Studios.
Dang.
And let me see. I'll pull up a little more information.
Also, off the record, really quick, we should post the description and the choices in the host chat. I think that'll make it a little easier.
Okay.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, not right now, like after you read off your thing.
Yeah, so it looks like a pretty high quality graphic action adventure game. Developer Action Squad Studios, publisher. Wait, what did you say the publisher was for the other game you just talked about?
Broken Rules.
Oh, okay. This is Daedalic Entertainment, but it has the AE
Oh,
as
Daedalic.
well. And it looks like it has pretty positive reviews from a lot of sites. So go check that out.
Cool. Next.
Next, let's go with Cam.
Oh, okay. All right. So on my first list, it's a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring breakneck action and instant death combat. Slash dash and manipulate time to unravel the past in a beautifully brutal acrobatic display. You guys got all that?
Yeah, but just in case, you want to put it in the host chat?
You want to just
Put
put it in the host chat real quick? Okay.
It's totally in my brain, but just in case.
Just for everyone else.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the others.
Yeah.
Is it A, Streets of Rage 4, B, The Unraveler, or C, Katana Zero? These are all games that are actually
Got it.
things.
Okay,
Got it.
so what was the... Oh, wait, you posted the description.
Yeah.
Man, all of these sound like the correct... Well, no, number one doesn't sound like the correct answer to me. but I will say that they all fit the description to some degree, at least from name.
I know what it is because I've played it, and it's amazing.
I don't know what it is because I haven't played it.
I think I know what it is because I think I just got it recently. But Cam, is everyone?
I have to
answers
message
in?
Cam. I have to
Ah,
message Cam.
jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't
Cam,
have a
Can you
previous...
say it one more time for the listeners?
Sure. It's a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring breakneck action and instant death combat. Slash dash and manipulate time to unravel your past in a beautifully brutal acrobatic display. Is it A, Streets of Rage 4, B, The Unraveler, or C, Katana Zero?
In that time, I already messaged Cam, so...
Yeah.
All right.
And the answer everyone got was Katana Zero.
Woo!
Nice.
All right.
We have talked
I'm
about
on
this
the
game
board.
several times. It's awesome. Guys, you should play it. Please. But
I-
let's move on.
So good.
Actually, great little segue is I plan to stream this game this coming week on our Twitch
Yep.
Nice.
for the first time.
Developed by
great game to
ASCIIsoft, published by Devolver, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of indie.
Devolver's got Devolver's a really solid AA game developer
Developer.
company. Yeah.
All right. So me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So,
Free.
all right. This one is a retro-styled 2D action-oriented survival RPG with many stats and character classes. Create a custom character, choose your class, and delve deep into the mysteries of what lurks underneath the surface. Dig down and explore the randomly generated levels, find random items, and combat deadly monsters to get the answers. I'm going to post that in the chat. And the 3 games that you have to choose from are Into the Deep, It Lurks Below, and Underneath.
Oh, no.
I feel like I've heard of all of these games.
Yeah.
Pardon the formatting error. That's just because I'm copying and pasting from
It's
Notepad.
a spoiler.
Formatting error. Read into it.
My
Okay.
God.
What does it mean?
Dave, you should say it one more time, and in that time, we should all message Dave.
All right. A retro-styled 2D action-oriented survival RPG with many stats and character classes. Create a custom character, choose your class, and delve deep into the mysteries of what lurks underneath the surface. Dig down and explore the randomly generated levels, find random items, and combat deadly monsters to get the answers. The choices again are Into the Deep, It Lurks Below, and Underneath. I have Cam's, I have Kenny's, and I have Andres.
Yay.
And all 3 of you gave different answers.
Oh,
Cam, I got
And we're
your
all
answer.
wrong.
Cam, I got your answer first. What did you say?
Oh, I think that means it's wrong. I said underneath.
That is wrong. Kenny, I got your answer second. What did you say?
I said it lurks below.
That's the correct answer, which means
Yes.
Andres, you said Into the Deep. That's also wrong.
I win?
The developer and publisher is Greybeard Games, owned and operated
Andres
by
do
David
good.
Brevik, one of my favorite people. He's the original creator of the Diablo franchise. And as we know, I've talked about him a million times, and I will continue to. Every episode so far.
Nice.
So-
Nice.
I took a note from the fact that it says and delve deep into the mysteries of what lurks underneath.
Yeah, but it says deep and lurks and
And it
underneath.
also says and into, to be fair.
And the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I made this description on purpose
Hey.
to include words from each of them. So
And
Nice.
you gave yourself away, too.
I gave myself away only to Kenny. So I feel like I did a good job.
Romantic.
I liked it.
All right.
Me
You're
next.
Ken.
All right. Cam, I'm really scared that you might have done this game as
Yeah.
well
Maybe.
because you talked about something that you'll hear about very soon. Okay.
Talk about a lot of
So,
things.
professional assassin turned amateur campaign manager Steve is charged with cleaning up the city by an anthropomorphic rabbit and mayoral candidate from the future named Bunny Lord. Eliminate the criminal underworld of the city's three major districts and persuade undecided voters to your cause, tackling the issues that matter by putting a gun in the mouth of those issues. And
I have no idea.
okay, thank goodness. Then the game, your selections are Bunny Lord's Paradise, Not a Hero, or BLPD.
And can you post this?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have perfect memory, so I already remember all of it perfectly. But would you like to give it a second read through for us to get all our answers in?
I'll give you a second read through. Professional assassin turned amateur campaign manager Steve is charged with cleaning up the city by an anthropomorphic rabbit and mayoral candidate for the future named Bunny Lord. Eliminate the criminal underworld of the city's three major districts and persuade undecided voters to your cause, tackling the issues that matter by putting a gun into the mouth of those issues. And it looks like I got everyone's things. Yes. All right. So, what's the answer? That's the question. Okay.
Not even I know.
So, we'll start with Dave. Dave, what did you answer?
Oh, I said whatever the third one is. Again, I'm going with C.
BLPD,
Yep,
which I kind of meant to sound like Bunny Lord's police department, which was incorrect.
I wanted it to be correct, but I knew it wasn't. I just loved it.
And Cam, you want to give us the correct answer? Andres gave me the same as Dave.
It's Not a Hero?
Yes, Not a Hero.
I was going to say Not a Hero, but I was like, BLPD just sounds better.
Same.
Are you saying because I was like rummaging through Steam and I was accidentally finding all these nudie games that I might know what this game is? Is this a nudie game?
No. It's an action game. It's a 2D
Andres'
action
turn.
game. No, it's because you were like, what was that bunny game again? And I was like, oh.
It's
Coincidence.
weird because I also have a bunny game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess there are a lot of bunny games. But anyway, this game is by Roll7 and published by Devolver.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, what'd you do? You just went straight through Devolver's games?
No, this is my first one.
Oh, someone else did
Cam
Devolver.
was Katana Zero.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, Cam had.
Yeah, I was original.
Okay, I'll go next. Okay. This is a golf game where you design your own path to the hole.
And play with your friends. Golf with your friends.
Bounce the ball off trampolines, zoom through different power-ups, and even take it through wormholes.
Take it.
All right. And then give me 1 second. All right. Is it Moonshot Isle, Fantasy Fairways, or Golf Derailed? And we're about to post it.
Cool. Why don't you go ahead and read that again?
I think I spelled it.
A golf game where you design your own path to the hole, bounce the ball off trampolines, zoom through different power-ups, even take it through wormholes. Is it Moonshot Isle, Fantasy Fairways, or Golf Derailed? All right, it looks like I got Cam only so far, and then there's Dave, and there's Kenny.
I made a good sentence to you for mine. I'm acting like I'm on a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire now.
Okay, so Dave, you said number 2, right?
No, so number 2 it's your second question. I'm just marking them for myself so I can.
Oh, okay. So you said C will be the right one of these, so I'm going to go with C, Golf Derailed. Cam also went with C, Golf Derailed, and both of you are actually
Fools!
Kenny got it right with Fantasy Fairways.
Hey,
Man, it's
racking up the points, baby.
That sounded like, once again, the correct answer, but Golf Derailed. C's gonna be correct one of these times. I mean, it was correct for Cam's, but
Golf Derailed was a really good Andres answer, I thought.
Golf Derailed is a real game.
Oh, you got me.
Moonshot Isle is a fake game.
Nice. That was a really good title, but it didn't feel like right for the description.
Yeah. It so this Fantasy Fairways comes from Sweet Roll Studio LLC. They've published and developed it. So
that actually sounds really fun.
Real indie.
Yeah, that does sound fun. How much is it?
I think it's only like $8 or $9.
All right.
Yeah, it's worth the pickup.
Right.
And I guess next is Cam.
Cam's next.
All right. So my description of this game is a magical action roguelite set in a world where every pixel is physically simulated. Fight, explore, melt, burn, freeze, or evaporate your way through a procedurally generated world where spells you create. Is it A, Spellbreak, B, Legend of Dungeons, or C, Nuita? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Nuita.
Let's get that description one more time while people finish filling out their answers.
This is a magical action roguelite set in a world where every pixel is physically simulated. Fight, explore, melt, burn, freeze, and evaporate your way through a procedurally generated world using spells you've created yourself. Is it A, Spellbreak, B, Legends of Dungeons, or C, Noita? And
I gave my answer.
everyone said something different. So, Dave, you want
And
to
I'm the
your
only one
answer?
who got it right.
Probably. I'm starting, so I'm probably wrong.
Yes.
So I gave Legend of Dungeon.
Legend of Dungeon is a good game, but it's definitely not.
It's
Yes,
a great
it is.
game. It's a really
It
fun
is a
game.
game.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
know
like
any of these games.
tactical defense rogue game, I guess I would say, where you go
Legend
through
of Dungeon?
procedurally generated world. Yeah,
Definitely a dungeon crawler. Tactical?
no, yes, sure,
Sure.
whatever. Anyway, Andres, I'm surprised you guessed this one. You want to tell everyone what you said?
Oh, I got it right?
Sure.
Nice. It was Spellbreak.
Nope. So anyway, Kenny, you want to Kenny, can you say the right answer?
The correct answer is Noida, and I know this because I've been watching my friend play it on their Discord. I also knew what Legend of Dungeon and Spellbreak were.
I knew what
but-
Spellbreak was, and I thought it might have been Noida because Cam said, I don't know how to pronounce this. And I was like, it's probably that one then, because you wouldn't put something you don't know how to pronounce. But
Well, I was pulling real games that I have owned and played. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
But Dave, that was C. Why didn't you guess it?
I know,
Oh, Dave, you fool.
I know.
You had a thing.
I did have a thing, and I gave it up, and that's what I get for not sticking
Literally
to my guns.
right after you said one of these is going to be C.
Dang.
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't think Cam would throw 2 C's at me. What can I say?
Hey, if you're ever guessing, just keep guessing C. Noida is actually really fun. I have it myself.
Nice.
I couldn't actually play it until I got a new computer because of how old my graphics card was, and it is very intensive on the processing.
Yeah, as soon as you said the pixel physically simulated, I was like, oh, I know exactly what game this is. And it's super cool. If you've ever played like any of those sandbox games where it's like put in sand, put in rock, put in water, put in fire, and like it's just an internet flash game, it's that, but it's a real game now, and you can shoot spells.
Yeah, and you create your own. It was developed by NOLA Games. It's not expensive. I recommend this one as well.
Dope.
Spellbreak, yeah. Keep going. Your turn.
All right. All right. So this description is Feel like the star of a martial arts film in this indie game as you jump, kick, throw, and slash your way to victory. Free the rabbits from their evil overlords in the main story, then play through the prequel story, and finally, try out the 9 years of mods developed by the community, or create your own. The 3 games that we have to choose from are Overgrowth, Liberation, and Samurai Jackrabbit. And that is now posted in the chat. I'll give you a second to read through it, and then I will read the description again.
Good.
All right.
Just go.
So
Go for it.
feel like the star of a martial arts film in this indie game as you jump, kick, throw, and slash your way to victory. Free the rabbits from their evil overlords in the main story, then play through the prequel story, and finally try out the 9 years of mods developed by the community, or create your own. Those options are Overgrowth, Liberation, and Samurai Jackrabbit. All right, I've got all 3 answers. Kenny, why don't you start?
Stupid boy.
I'm so glad that you picked this answer.
It sounded so good. I wanted it to be true.
I know.
chose Samurai Jackrabbit because
Samurai
that sounded
Jackrabbit?
amazing.
And Andres, what did you choose?
I chose Overgrowth.
Which is the correct answer. Cam also got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
It's a pretty great game. It's developed and published by Wolfire Games. I've only played a little bit of it, but man, is it fun to be a rabbit that is also kind of like a martial arts star.
Do I have a game for you then? In the 3rd game. I mean,
I think it.
All right, so one
Is it
last
me?
round.
Yeah, it's me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Kenny.
And then we have a bonus round, I think, from Gary. I think he sent it to me. Yes. Okay. But first we'll go through mine. So my last game is okay. Would you enjoy building castles, traps, and siege machines in multiplayer, and then undermine your opponent's castle and collapse it with 2D physics and destruction?
Kenny, I love this game.
If so, you might like A, King Arthur's Gold, B, Blacksmith's Iron, or C, Castle Miner's E.
So
And I'm gonna wait
is-
for a description on that
are
one.
2 of these titles fake?
I mean, that's usually how this game goes. But
None of mine were fake, but Kenny has been doing 2 fakies.
Yeah.
one of these, I mean, 2 of these, I mean, 3 of these might be real.
Well, if 2 of them are fake, then I know the answer.
No, 2 of them are real, actually.
Read that baby one more time.
Sure thing. Would you enjoy building castles, traps, and siege machines in multiplayer, and then undermine your opponent's castle and collapse it with 2D physics and destruction?
Yes.
If so, you might want to play King Arthur's Gold, Blacksmith's Iron, or Castle Miner's E.
Does everyone have their answers?
I'm typing
Almost.
mine right now.
All right. All right, Andres, do you want to go ahead and share us your answer?
King Arthur's Gold.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Kim got it too.
Man,
Dave has been having unfortunate luck this game.
these are a lot of games I haven't heard of. When you guys did this on the first episode, I listened through and without looking any of them up, got a 100%.
Wow.
And now you got 0%. So,
Now I've got
it's balanced out.
0.
Equals the...
King Arthur's Gold is a lot of fun. Me and Kenny used to play it, actually.
Yeah, I know. I was, when I pulled it up, I was like, oh, fuck, this used to be a blast. We should play this again.
I actually have it, and I don't know why.
Well, we should play
I
it
would-
again. It's free, actually. So go download it.
It's free now?
It's free. Yeah, this is the one that I was like, oh, fuck, it's free now. Okay. So Dave, you should play it, and we can just all play.
Nice.
I don't know. My experience has been soured by guessing it wrong.
All right, I think I'm next, right?
Yeah.
All right. This chaotic, hand-drawn Metroidvania where you resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers, a challenging and unique take on a classic genre from the creators of Jotun. Is it Scourgebringer, Sundered, or Argon Crypt? And one sec, I'm going to post it in the thingamajig.
Thingamajig.
Use Notepad.
All right. And okay, I will read it one more time for the listeners. A chaotic, hand-drawn Metroidvania where you resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers. A challenging and unique take on a classic genre from the creators of Jotun. Which I actually played Jotun. It was really fun. And it's kind of like an exploration of Norse mythology. So I have two.
Sorry, I was dealing with stuff.
Dead Space. Man.
Good game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone, say your answer in 3, 2, 1.
Sundered.
There you are. Everyone got it right.
Yeah, I did it.
Yay.
I got a second one right.
Sundered is from Thunder Lotus Games, and it's been on 2 of my wish lists for years now.
Maybe we should buy it.
I haven't played it yet though.
All right.
And,
Is it
yeah,
my
next
turn
scam.
All right. This game is it's an oldie but goldie. Let me tell you. And I think you might actually get this one, Dave.
I don't know.
It is a action fighting game set in a punk fantasy world. Experience first-person combat, brutal, up close, and personal, which I think I spelled incorrectly. In this fantastical world, is it A, Xenoclash, B, Lugaru HD? I think that's how you say it. And then, or C, is it Brink? Let's say that one more time. It's a action fighting game set in a punk fantasy world. Experience first-person combat, brutal, up close, and personal. Is it A, Xenoclash, B, Lugaru HD, or C, Brink? Okay, I have Kenny's answer. Do 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 do.
Yeah, and I got it right.
Okay. Do 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 do. Andres, where are you?
I'm in.
Do 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 do. So let me tell you what's not first. It's not Lugaru HD. Which,
Nice.
if you know what we just talked about, Overgrowth is actually, it's basically like the concept for Overgrowth. You guys ever looked at it? I totally check it out. It's by Wolfire Games.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the bunny game I was talking about.
Nice.
Andres, can you give me your answer?
Brink.
Wrong.
Oh.
No, Brink is a really great, not really great shooter.
Yeah.
Cool.
It died as fast as it came, and I only bought it to get that hood.
I think I remember that game, which is why I changed my answer to that answer.
Brink is the first game that I remember that implemented like fluid clambering and that kind of stuff to a first-person
and
shooter.
Wasn't it with like robots?
Maybe. I think you could have like NPC, yeah, like AI players. But like
the correct answer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep going.
Sorry,
Talk about Brink.
I liked that game. It was fun, but it had no support. Nobody else liked it, so it died very quickly. I paid full price for it on Xbox.
I'm sorry. It did die real quickly. I was surprised.
All right,
The
last
correct
one, Dave.
answer is
No, we haven't heard
Xenoclash.
the answer.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
The correct answer is Xenoclash.
Oh,
Yeah.
Xenoclash,
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh well.
which I almost chose.
It's a awesome game, and I'm surprised they made a sequel where it's that first person fighting. It has an interesting storyline, like this thing called Father Mother that creates these clans in the future. Yeah, I recommend it. It's really cheap right now. Yeah, your turn.
All right. This game is a surreal first-person adventure puzzle game. You play as Anthony Clyde, who, after a heavy night of partying, wakes up to find himself in an unfamiliar bed with no memory of the previous night's events. The answers are either A, Only If, B, The After Party, or C, Recovery. And into the chat that goes. Again, sorry for the bad formatting. That's so that I don't have to scroll. This game is a surreal first-person adventure puzzle game. You play as Anthony Clyde, who, after a heavy night of partying, wakes up to find himself in an unfamiliar bed with no memory of the previous night's events. The answers are either A, Only If, B, The After Party, and C, Recovery. I already have answers from everybody, and everyone got it correct.
nice.
Oh.
If you'd like to say your answer, you can say it in 3, 2, 1.
Only if.
Only if.
You suck.
Premature as always, Kenny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was Only If. These
After
were
Party's
all
a real game, isn't it?
It may be, yeah. I made up names based on descriptions. So the only real games that I looked at were the 3 actual games. Yeah.
Only if actually sounded like too dramatic of a name for that kind of game.
Right.
But I chose it because of that.
Right. I figured maybe someone would be thrown off by Recovery or whatever, because you're trying to remember what happened.
The 2 party focused titles made me think it's probably not the party focused titles.
Yeah, well, you know what? You suck.
That was good though. All right. Do we have our secret round?
Yes, and we have a bonus round with Gary here. All right. Gary, if you can message me so that I know that you're here, and then we can give... yes, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to read it out, and then once we have all of our answers in, we're going to just... everyone message Gary, and then Gary's going to tell me who the right answer is. Okay?
Okay.
So, Gary's is, the objective is to prevent a cat from stealing her owner's breakfast cereal. The player presses a button to shoo the cat away, earning them points as the cat gets faster and more persistent. The game has received mixed reviews due to its overall lack of gameplay and subsequent mundanity.
You reviewed it.
The options are Serial Thief, Cat GTFO, or No Luca No.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So I'll read that one more time as we send our answers to Gary. The objective is to prevent a cat from stealing the owner's breakfast cereal. The player presses a button to shoo the cat away, earning them points as the cat gets faster and more persistent. The game has received mixed reviews due to its overall lack of gameplay and subsequent mundanity. And I'm going to say let's get double points on this one.
Okay.
I submitted my answer to Gary.
The music.
All right.
Same.
Cool. It sounds like everyone's answer in. Gary, why don't you tell me? All right. So everyone tell me what the answer was.
Oh.
No, Luca, no.
Yeah, no, Luca, no.
No, Luca, no.
Everyone got it right except for me.
Oh, the one thing you didn't get was the bonus one.
Yes. No Luca No is an indie game developed and published by Silver Dollar Games for Xbox Live. That's cool. Luca was so specific to me, and I was like, that sounds like someone's actual cat's name, which it probably is. But
Probably. That's what happens in the game, though, is you just, Luca, no.
yeah.
That's actually what happens.
Bad kitty.
Oh, I forgot to mention that Only If was developer, publisher, Creability, I believe. Unless I spelled that wrong. I'll double check it.
Okay, so our winner is...
Obviously.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping points, but...
Not me is an answer.
I will track the points, and Gary, insert the winner right here. Andres.
It was Cam.
Yay!
Congratulations, Cam. You did it. That bonus round really turned you around from winning a little bit to still winning a little bit.
And I didn't come in last because of Kenny's mishap on the bonus round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Kenny.
Nice. Pulled it down. Cool. That was fun, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I like that.
We will do it again. All right, so as we start to bring this podcast to a close, we have to ask everyone the age-old question of what is up with you guys? How is life in general, outside of games, outside of the podcast? Tell me what you guys are up to.
I'm gonna start and say that I'd rather not discuss the ups and downs of my life over the past couple weeks.
Oh no!
But that I am still chugging along, still with a job, and just waiting for things to return to some level of ability to go out and go to a bar. That'd be dope, honestly. Just going to a bar would be great.
Yeah.
Well,
speaking of drinking, I drank a lot last night, and I don't feel great now. Make sure you guys drink water after you drink.
Yay!
Yeah.
Or don't drink. Drink responsibly or don't drink. Those are your two options.
Yes.
And I
Sponsored by Dare.
I shaved.
Ooh.
Where?
My face, my cheek meat.
Your cheek.
Oh, wow.
Cheek meat.
Yeah. Which hasn't happened in 10 years, so that was pretty big for me.
Damn.
I kind of want you
10
to put...
years?
You've not been
photo.
fully shaven in 10 years.
Correct.
I assume you've groomed yourself to some degree. You just haven't grown a beard
Yes.
for
Never.
10 years. That'd be
Like, I
insane,
haven't
though.
I
seen-
understand how hairy
I haven't
Kenny
seen
is.
my cheeks. Yeah, I haven't seen my cheeks in at least 10 years.
Wow.
Was it
'Cause they've been
an
under a
uplifting
beard.
experience? You should
What's
have
that?
filmed it. You should have filmed it for everyone.
Oh, I have some pictures,
Okay.
and there's one of me with a really bushy goatee that is very not safe for work.
What?
I saw you kind of look like a Gaines of New York now with your giant mustache.
Oh, what of New York?
Gaines of New York?
Gaines of New York? What is that?
Gangs.
Gangs.
Oh, one of the gangs.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Like Mafia.
Oh.
Leonardo DiCaprio and some other guys.
Uh-huh.
I can't
That's-
even imagine you talking right now with just a mustache. It's weird.
I barely can imagine myself.
I
I
need to
barely
see
just
it.
got used to myself on a webcam talking in general.
I need to see this because,
It's on. You're on Facebook, right?
yeah, I'm on Facebook sometimes. I don't really open it
Yeah.
ever, but I am
That's-
on there.
Those are. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see the most recent things.
Dope. I'll do that. You should put it on the gram because that's where the cool kids are.
Eh,
Because I don't have Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the gram.
All right. Cool.
On the gram.
So, the reason I want to see it though is because I'm a big fan of when people shave, just doing something silly
I'm a
afterward.
big
So
fan of-
every time that I grow my beard out, which is half depression, half laziness beard, I shave it into something ridiculous. I'll do a goatee, or I'll do a mustache, or I'll do just a soul patch. You name it, I've done it at least once. And walked around with
Yeah.
it for a full day.
Mutton chops.
I have done that, and I walked around with it. That's that one I haven't walked around for a full day with, but I have done it and walked around with it for several hours.
Yeah, I did this mostly because I did a reminiscing with Gary and did like a deep dive into like college Facebook photos and was like, maybe I should shave a little bit. And part of it was also like my current girlfriend has never seen me without a beard ever. As part of our date night, I was like, I just handed her the razor and I was like, it's time.
That's so special.
Shona hates my beard because it pokes her when my face is close to her face, and
that's fair.
And so I shave very often for her sake. I don't really mind it either way. It gets a bit itchy, but it's more just like an inconvenience. I played with the idea of shaving outside last week, like just in the yard, because then I wouldn't have had to clean it up.
Oh, that's funny.
That's clever, yeah.
So if you want to know more about my personal life, that's where I'm at.
So you shave in the yard.
I almost did. I still might. I'm not going to lie to you.
I would. That sounds economical. It's biodegradable.
Exactly. And I was just going to use I have this like little puck that I actually use to shave my like the backs and sides of my head as well. Give myself a nice undercut, throw it back to the early 2010s. And I use that now on my face as well because it's just so convenient.
What about you, Andres? What do you got going on?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Dave in the term of like not wanting to really talk about the ups and downs of what's been going on, but I guess I am just also hopeful that I can hang out with people soon. I know it's not going to be soon. I'm whatever, but some of my friends and I are hopefully going to either in August have a socially distant large group hangout where maybe it's going to be like 10 of us, but we'll be in like a big ass circle in a field, and just kind of drinking alone but together. I don't know, something like that. Like I really want to see these people hopefully by August, or if things relax or loosen up, we might take a trip down to Austin as a group because one of our friends moved down there, and she really could use us right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so some cool things in the future. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I know tickets to trips are really cheap right now, but I also don't want to be ordered to quarantine myself for another 2 weeks just for going into an airport.
Right.
So we'll see. Texas is opening up a lot, though.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys all stay healthy and happy and in communication
And
with
safe.
everyone and safe.
There you go.
Oh,
Cam,
yeah.
did you say how you've been?
He was hungover.
Yeah, I'm hungover.
Oh, yeah, true.
As hungover as butt.
I also
Yeah,
drank
yeah.
yesterday. I just didn't get hungover. I made homemade strawberry margarita. I forgot to take a photo to post in our chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't drink yesterday, but I had a very strong edible.
Yes, you did.
Oh, man.
Oh my
It
god.
was one of those ones that just kept going.
Dude.
Shona bought like these little tabs, right? And like you just swallow it. It's a pill. But they are 25 milligrams each. So like we have a pill cutter for our cats to give them medicine. But now we're using it for ourselves because the cats no longer need the medicine. And so you just
You're
take
giving the
like
pills
one
to the
half
cat.
of those, and that's already too much.
I was like, cats have catnip to get high. You don't have to give them weed.
Weed nip.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining me today on this podcast. It's been beautiful. thank you to everyone, our Qwerty Birdies, for tuning in, and especially thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. If you want to interact with us more, Patreon is a good way to get more exclusive access with us, including Discord benefits, free entries into all future raffles, and exclusive content and more. Of course, thank you to our audio mixer and musical master, Gary. And if you want to talk to us or support us, we're on Discord, Twitter, Patreon, at Qwertycast with an underscore somewhere in that mix. It will be in the description of this podcast. And if you want to email us, it's at Qwertycastmail@gmail.com. Guys, do you guys have anything to say? Last second stuff?
We are going to stream stuff as well. So Qwertycast_podcast. That's
True.
always a good one.
On the Twitch.
On the Twitch.
Yeah, twitch.tv.
Cam, do the thing.
Qwerty Birdies out.
Qwertycast out.
Yeah, see you, Qwerty Birdies. Qwertycast out.
Qwertycast out.